jump into our three-pack today. We talk a lot about real estate conversations. That's really the focus on my business. I set out every day, have real estate conversations. That's really the overriding goal. So we're going to talk about having effective real estate conversations. So for one, we talk a lot about setting goals. And there's a lot of ways that we approach our days, and there's a lot of ways that we, set up our business plans and so forth. Every day, I think as agents, we need to set our goals. How many real estate conversations are we going to have with people? Because the more real estate conversations you have, the higher your conversion rate will be. No matter what your lead source is, every lead source should be leading to having a real estate conversation. If you're not having real estate conversations, you're not going to be closing deals. And so I like to, tell our team is, have your daily, your weekly, your monthly, and your yearly goals. And then I know you guys have got in the coaching program a great spreadsheet. So I know if I want to close X amount of deals, I've got to talk with X amount of people. So if you got to have X amount of people, that's how many real estate conversations you need to have. And so you can start doing some division and figuring out what your monthly, and start working backwards. Here's my monthly, weekly, and daily. And then track your conversations, be journaling. We're working on our team a daily tracker because we talk about this so much. So we're actually creating a sheet where we can completely track this. And then if at the end, if you're tracking, if at the end of the year you're not hitting your goals, you can go back and take a look at how many real estate conversations you had. And if you're not having enough real estate conversations, then it's probably the reason why you're not hitting your goals.
And hopefully you're having that, you're tracking that and looking at it more than just that once a year. And I know that wasn't really what Mike was recommending. But to this particular point, We talk about this continuously. What do you say? How do you say it? Do you pick up the phone and say, "Hi, Mia, I haven't talked to you in 6 months, but listen, I need some sales. Who do you know that might be interested in buying a house?" I mean, sometimes you walk away from the conversation, and honestly, that's what your customer heard. You could have even had a really nice, congenial conversation before it, but the fact that you included that, that's what they're walking away with. So how do you engage? And then, of course, whatever you do, I'm not going to say I have the perfect, silver bullet, but I have the silver bullet for Todd. Mike has the silver bullet for Mike and Mia, and hopefully you found yours. But in the end, if you can really see this is what I'm doing and it's not working, that's probably the most important identification you're going to make this year, is anything that isn't working, that you aren't getting what you need out of it. That's the most important thing. If you're getting something and you're getting success and you're getting traction, okay, we can talk about how to improve that. But if you're not getting anything, that's the fork in the road.
Yeah.
Sorry, Nick. I'm just so used to have you.
Well,
right
I didn't know.
there
I didn't know if we were continuing to go or not.
With your most recent book or
Sorry.
something that come on, man.
No, I mean it's going to be an overwhelming conversation in the very beginning, and that's why you have to break it down yearly, monthly, weekly, and daily. It's going to be a giant elephant for that yearly amount of people you need to look at, and that's why that coaching spreadsheet that we've created is so beneficial to you. The how and the what you're going to say, that's a separate conversation right now, and I imagine we're going to get into it. But the amount of conversations, that's the numbers game. That needs to be number one. How many conversations do I need to have? And then you can talk about conversions and how to make those into appointment settings and those other goals that you need to have while you're having those conversations.
Good point.
All right. So then going back to what to talk about, I think for a lot of times we walk into a scenario saying, okay, this is what we need to talk about. What we need to truly be talking about is what people want to talk about.
Exactly.
And I think we have to put ourselves in people's shoes. And that's why sometimes we speak over people's heads or we're not connecting with people. And we have a saying on our team, people don't want to talk to realtors, but they do want to talk They want to talk about real estate. People have real estate on their minds, but they don't necessarily want to talk to a realtor because there's 80,000+ of us, and everybody knows a handful of realtors, if not a couple dozen. Some people have dogs that have gone out and got their real estate licenses, and now they're selling homes and dog homes and
Pooch
palaces
Wow.
and so forth. So it's important to follow trends and news. I'm very big on Google Alerts. I get alerts every single day on the job market, on Arizona real estate. And so I every day have new talking points that I can pick up the phone or meet somebody somewhere and have a real estate conversation. But obviously, what's really on people's minds are the common objections, whether it's interest rates, it's inventory, recession, economy, now election. And so know what the common objections are, list them out. These are the top objections that I might be coming up against, and rehearse and know how to respond to them. And oftentimes, I like to bring up the objections before they do. Right now, the common objection is interest rates. So once I start a real estate conversation with someone, before they even start talking about rates and what's keeping them from the market, I'm already addressing rates and our strategies on overcoming rates. Whether right now, everybody I'm talking about temporary rate buy downs, and I'm amazed on how many buyers not interested in buying real estate because rates are in the sevens or high sixes now. And they have no idea about what a temporary rate buy down is. It's an incredible talking point.
Yeah, and again, George Washington Carver said it best. He said one of his comments was, when you do common things in an uncommon manner, you attract the attention of the world. When you do common things in an uncommon manner, you attract the attention of the world. And Mike, you just used some different phraseology just right now. And so when you can either say something a little different, it makes people kind of say, what did he just say? Wait a minute, what was that? I haven't heard that term before, or I haven't heard it applied that way. But again, you have to, that's why we give you the market stats. We give you the market stats not because they work in every community. You need to do your local, air traffic control right on the ground, type of market stats yourself. But when you hear somebody say, and people are concerned about what's happening in the market, and you have something in your proverbial bag of tricks that you can reach into, and like Mike said, Google Alerts is another fantastic tool. Yes, maybe everybody's interested in very, very similar things, but at the same token, also don't be afraid of being that new listing agent. Don't be afraid of being that person that doesn't have all the conversations, and instead turn into the person that asks all the questions. What are your concerns in the market right now? Or, gee, how long have you lived in your house? Do you think today is a good time to sell? Ask the questions instead of necessarily thinking you have to have all the answers.
But have some answers and be prepared.
Right.
Nick, I may or may not have Arizona burger news in my Google Alerts as well.
If you didn't, I'd be really disappointed in you. So there's a new term that I've come across. It's called super communicators. So in our lives, in our day-to-day, we have to communicate with everything that we're doing. No matter where the individual comes in to interact with us, whether it's on the phone, via text message, social media, email, we are communicating with one another. And human beings use our voices. We use words. We don't blink our eyes. Some may use sign language, but it's still a communication. It's talking. If we aren't good at communicating effectively, no matter who the individual is, we're not a super communicator. And those that are, takes time, it takes practice, it takes intentionality to be a good communicator. If you're not practicing communication, you're not going to be successful in literally anything.
Good point. Yeah. Even in attracting that person at the end of the bar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you're either
that's
a good
a point. That's a
communicator or
bing.
not. Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Right?
How you
it's
doing?
in every aspect of your life. Every aspect.
All right. So set your goals, know what people want to talk about, and simply just go out and have real estate conversations. You know what the objections are. You know that people want to talk real estate, so pick up the phone and start making calls. This is going back to setting your goals. How many calls, or I should say, how many real estate conversations do I want to have today? And I can break them down. X amount could be calls. X amount, I'm going to 3 networking events this week, or I'm going to my kid's ball game tomorrow. I'm bringing 150 hot dogs and 10 pizzas from Costco to my kid's senior lunch at his school. Well, I'm going to have some real estate conversations. That's just my mindset everywhere I go.
That's right.
I'm going to walk away, and then I have a goal. I'm going to walk away with one person's contact information because I had a conversation about real estate.
Yeah. Again, you can't, it's overanalyzing. Just go and have conversations. To quote the great Bob Stevens, begin.
Yeah.
The rest is easy. Just
Yeah.
go have the conversations.
You know, Mike, you said about going to the school. I'm going to make sure everybody does it. I would hope everybody does this. I would like everybody to do this.
Don't show up to them at the senior
If you're
lunch
having
tomorrow.
150 hot dogs,
no,
I'm
not
coming.
that, not that. But have fun. If you're not having fun doing this, you know how people have said, "Oh, I hate my job," because or "I love my job." What do you mean you love your job? Well, I just enjoy it. I have fun. People are great. We get stuff done. Blah 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 blah. You have two choices. It can either suck or it can be great. The choice is yours.
Correct.
Be careful what you choose.
Yeah. So get into real estate
Make it fun.
conversations when talking with anyone, because real estate is on their brain. And it's been years since I've come across somebody who didn't want to talk about real estate. They may not have wanted to talk to an agent, but they did want to talk about real estate. So put yourself at places and events where you can meet new people and make these conversations unique. Last week I had lunch with a friend of mine, and his wife is a real estate agent with a different brokerage. I'm still working on that. And they've got this $1.7 million house for sale, and they're not getting any traction. And we just had a 30-minute conversation, not about listing their home, but about real estate, about strategies, about investment strategies, and 1031 tax exchanges, and all of these different things. So now he's coming, his wife's the agent, and now he keeps calling. He's coming to me for advice and so forth. And it's just, but everywhere we go, we're having these real estate conversations, and we're making them unique. And I know in a second we're going to have Mia here, and we're going to talk about midterm rentals, because people, I think one of the things that are on people's minds is not only just real estate, but how do I leverage real estate for wealth building, for creating a real estate portfolio, for retirement, and so forth. So with my segue, so we're so excited. We're going to come to the Scottsdale office. See how these segues go, buddy.
It's fun when you're in charge of the slides.
Yeah.
You get them before they go live.
Do I?
Super self-effacing, I can tell you.
Yeah. So one of the things that our team focuses on, this element of creating wealth in real estate and being real estate wealth managers, and this specific focus helps us not only have real estate conversations, but truly have deeper real estate conversations revolving around the topic of how do we build wealth in real estate, rather than just simply buy and sell. So we are coming to the Scottsdale office Wednesday, March 27th. As you know, there's definitely limited seating over there at the Scottsdale office, so you want to get signed up for this ahead of time. It's going to be a free event and so forth. So we welcome you to join us.
One thing real quick, I've seen a lot on some of the agent forums, the bigger ones. There's the Arizona one. There's a couple national ones that I'm on. Almost every single day, I'm seeing a post about where are you buying your leads from. I've got X amount of money. What would you recommend? Which lead source to buy? Stop trying
Sphere
to
of
buy
influence.
leads. Yeah, exactly. And that goes back to the communication. If you can't communicate with the people around you about real estate, you're not going to be able to convert some random person that went to 17 different websites and gave them their personal information. Focus on the communication. Take classes like this. Save those resources to put into your business. Stop paying somebody else for leads that you're going to get anyway.
Well, I appreciate the
Wow,
plug.
that was a huge plug.
No short jokes today. That's my commitment to
We
you.
didn't have any yet, so that's what you get.